Hey everyone, thanks for joining me again today. I'm continuing to read The Family Row, and I'm making a series of videos chronologically pretty much that are going into the detail of abortion and the bigger picture. So today I want to talk about the former Supreme Court Justice Harry Blackmun. I'm starting to look at the videos that are out on him, and I just read a chapter last night in this book about him. You know, when we think about the Supreme Court making federal decisions, I think this Roe v. Wade was really out of place. I think it should have been at the state level. And when we look at the 14th Amendment giving people the right to privacy, and it started with privacy in the bedroom to contraception, you know, it really should have been stopped. I believe it went way too broad, and the state has an interest in the potential for life. Even if that baby is not born yet, the state has an interest in protecting the unborn. So I definitely think this law is unconstitutional. I think it was a stretch. I think we need to go back to the books, take this off, and be able to really understand that, you know, the child's life definitely would overrule a woman's convenience, I should say, because most abortions today are convenience. We see, like Dr. Anthony Levantino, had said that out of all the abortions he did, there were none, not one, to save a mother's life. And, you know, we're seeing abortion in so many ways increasing right now. And when we look at history, we should be able to learn from it. And we're not learning. And I think because there's so much ignorance around the law that we're not understanding this. I just had somebody on a post tell me last night that she believes that abortion years ago, when it originated, is not the same as nowadays. So therefore, we cannot go back to the law and really compare today's abortion compared to when it originated. And of course, you know, it's definitely increased nowadays than when it started. It used to be done in shame and secrecy, and now it's bold and it's right out there. But her point was trying to say that abortion originally had its beginnings in ignorance. And so therefore now it has a different use to it. It's more, because it's more common, she feels it's more acceptable. It's more right because it's more common. And I would debate that and say that it's actually, we're having women be more selfish than ever. We're having society be more selfish. We used to be able to accept that if people were brought up poor, they still deserve to have children. You know, I was just listening to another YouTube channel where these guys were brought up really poor. They had an outhouse for a bathroom. They're about my age. And even thinking of like Duck Dynasty, Phil Robertson, he was brought up really poor. So, you know, who are we to play God and say this person deserves to live or this person deserves to live? I think the women need to understand and be educated, and we need laws in place to stop not only abortion, but those who would want abortion. I think we need to educate people. We need to educate them to understand that, you know, a teenager, first of all, is way too young to have sex when they're teens. Marriage should be the place that we have sex. And we should be able to, instead of having schools that hand out condoms, which pretty much says it's okay to have sex, we should be having schools teach more about fetal development and caring enough about yourself that you're not falling into promiscuity or being promiscuous and these type of things. And this book talks about how back in, I think it was right before the 70s, pretty much about the same time that abortion became law, just a few years before, talking about how Texas had a law on sodomy. And he compares this almost to the abortion issue. And someone had said, you know, what is somebody wanting to be gay have to do with killing a child? And, you know, there's no point to this. Just because you want to be gay, you want to kill a child. The civil rights argument in a comparative way like that isn't really making sense. They're two different topics. So we really shouldn't be we shouldn't be saying under the guise of civil rights, abortion should fall under that, because, you know, unborn babies have rights. They have civil rights. Women have rights starting in the womb, and they have a right to be born. So if you want to talk about civil rights, you can start within the womb. And I'm going to stop there for today as I continue reading. This is a lot to take in. I think most people don't understand all the ins and outs and the details of how abortion came about. And it's just really sad that that Justice Blackmun was also influenced by Linda Coffey and Sarah Weddington in the way that they looked. Weddington was an attractive woman, and he noted it in the court that she was. And she used, as a feminist, her beauty to get this law passed. And it's really sad when we look at the details of so many things, how this law was wrong from the beginning and how we still have it today when we should be able to find better solutions. We live in the richest country. We have plenty. We're not starving to death like in other countries. And another woman had said to me last night, she's not from America, so these laws for her don't really apply. And again, abortion is murder. No matter which country you come from, it's still the same. So we in the U.S. have always helped other countries, and we don't really need abortion anymore. It's outdated, so we need to find better solutions for life. Okay, thanks for joining me today, guys.